Hi, good morning, everybody. Hope you can all hear me. Good morning. Welcome to my channel. It's Coffee and Card, and it's round 39, and it's the last week 6 of the Latte Love Coffee and Card. And good morning to anybody that's watching. We have 7 people on so far. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Anne. Hi, Carol. Welcome, welcome. It's a tricky card today. Hi, Zana. I know we went out, Zana, for a walk last night, and by the way, thank you for joining us again this week. We went out for a walk last night after tea in Yorkshire. For anyone who we call, well, I do, we call our evening meal tea, not dinner. So yeah, we call it tea. We went out after tea. Well, I do anyway. About, I don't know, about 6:30ish. And we'd been back in the house walking the dog. We'd been back in the house literally 3 or 4 minutes, and the heavens opened, and we had this thunderstorm. Yeah, we missed it by minutes. So good morning, Chris. Good morning, Anne, as well. Please do say hi. It's lovely. Don't be shy. So this week, I said last week when I showed you that it was a tricky week, and I think I said bring a pen and paper to write down measurements. I think I did. Yeah, Anne calls it tea. By the way, Anne, I got your email. Thank you for your booking. That was all great. I thought I must tell Anne. Evening meal time. Yeah. So yes. So today's card is a tricky one. It's a fancy fold. I showed you it last week. I have dressed to match the card. I've dressed in my lemon lolly hoodie, and I have written measurements down. So I will give you the measurements as we go. Hi, Sharon. And there's not much stamping. I've literally stamped one greeting, but you can write them down. And I look forward to seeing your creations. You might want to craft along, or you might want to, I know a lot of you like to watch first, make later. And that's absolutely fine. And I particularly understand that this week more than any week. Definitely maybe watch, take it all in, write the measurements down, make a cuppa, and then watch later. Good morning, Fiona. So few little things to say. The good news is I have booked a weekend retreat for next April. If you're on my newsletter list, you would have had an email about it. If you're not, then drop me an email and I'll make sure that you get on my newsletter list. I tend to send 1 newsletter a week. Last week I did send 2 because I was excited about the weekend retreat, and also because we had an offer starting last Wednesday. I've got loads to tell you again. Good morning, Caroline. Oh, thank you. I'm feeling a bit brighter. Did I look so awful before? Yeah, last week I felt quite good, apart from still being quite swollen, which is annoying me. But yeah, because not many of my clothes fit me, which is a little bit annoying. I've managed to squeeze myself into a pair of jeans today, but they are elasticated on the back. So yeah. So yes, there's loads to tell you, but I have booked a week because Craig's doing it with me. He will be bringing his piano. Now, he won't be playing music all weekend, at intervals throughout the weekend, I've told him. Hi, Anne. I'm glad you love fancy folds. I nearly said fancy folds then. So yes, it is taking place next April, 11th to 13th of April. Now, before that, we have the Papercraft and Piano Day in October. That's just for a day, same hotel, 12th of October. Got quite a lot of spaces left for that, so I'd love to fill that. But anyway, the retreat, have had a few bookings already, and a lot of interest and queries, which is great. So it's the 11th to 13th of April. It's after Easter, I believe. I think it's the week after. It's in Baildham, which is BD17, if anybody wants to Google it. I've got people flying in from Belfast to the retreat. So if you did need to know, it's 15 minutes from Leeds Bradford Airport. Very handy. It's less than 10 minutes from Shipley train station, which is a very, very direct route from Leeds train station, if anyone was wanting to come on public transport. So yeah, it's a lovely hotel. It's got a swimming pool, sauna, gym, spa, got a golf course. So yes. How far from Bradford? From the centre of Bradford, it's probably about, oh, do you know, I've not mapped that. I would say 15 minutes. I'd guess 15 minutes. It's a Bradford postcode, so maybe 20 minutes. But yeah, I will have a look at that. I'm just trying to think which way I'd come if I was driving from Bradford. It's probably 15 to 20 minutes. Shipley's the nearest train station, or Guiseley. So yeah. Thanks, Fiona. 15 minutes. Yeah, it's the thing with Baildon is you've got to go. I can see it. I can almost see the hotel here from where I am sat now. It's across the valley, but there's actually no road that goes across there. You have to go round. So you have to go through Shipley or through Yeadon Guiseley the other way. So you have to sort of go round the houses to get to it, if that makes sense. But thank you, Fiona, for looking into that. So yeah, that's next April, and it will be stuff from the spring catalogue, and you will get a celebration item included, and the goodie bags at least £100 because you'll get celebration as well. It's a cheaper price. It is, you know, things have gone up, and I was panicking about, but then I looked at when I did my first ever retreats, and that was almost 12 years ago. So yes, things are have gone up a lot since then. So it does make it a bit better value if you share a room with a friend rather than being on your own. So yes, and I've made sure it cost me more money that on the Sunday they are doing us a roast, a Sunday carvery. Yes, Anna, that's a good idea. I will be putting, there is a price actually for anybody who doesn't want to stay at the hotel. There is a price for just coming to the retreat only and then having your own digs, as it were. So staying elsewhere. But I mean, part of the fun is staying at the hotel. Just a little bit different to previous retreats. There won't be any crafting on the Friday night. We'll be having an evening meal, but there won't be crafting. So yeah, but all the details are on my website, and I'll put the link at the end. Right, I'm going to turn the camera around. So that's really exciting. Well, I think it is anyway. Okay, so before all that, I have my summer treat day on Saturday the 27th of, in fact, I'm going to move that, 27th of July. And these are some of the projects that I made last week for it. And they are these cute little, you could use them as mini cards, or gift tags, but they are cute little birdhouse cards. They do stand up. That is stood up on my desk. So they've had quite a lot of love on the socials, and I cased these from Patty Bennett, who I love. Oh, that sounds great, Zana. Going out for crafters lunch. Oh, brilliant. Yes, come back and watch and craft along with us. So the summer treat day, what do you get included? You get absolutely loads. And if you book, it is a pricey one, but again, you get loads. But if you book this month and pay in full, you're going to get an extra £10 off because the bundles are on offer. So you're going to get the Birdhouse bundle, which was on low stock the last time I looked. And the dies in here are fabulous. So you get, all the dies to do, we've used this to do the birdhouse. Okay, so they're the birdhouse dies. I wasn't going to get these and then decided that they were great. And I did a poll in my group and loads loved this suite. And then you're also going to get the Country Flowers bundle, which has got this teapot and flowers and this pail or jug or vase or bucket, whatever, and a little stool. And I've seen some gorgeous cards with this. And you get all these dies. So that's a set of 15 dies and a set of 13 stamps. The others are 13 stamps and 23 dies. You're also going to get a full pack of the papers, the wood effect ones that I have used for this card, or these little birdhouse cards. And they are fab. I mean, look at that. If anyone who knows me, look, that just reminds me of beach huts and things. So they are really fabulous papers, and they look great with bright flowers. They're paired with quite wishy-washy papers and colours in the catalogue, but they look really great with bright colours. So I'd still need to make more projects with those. In fact, I'm going to put those safely in there, and then we know where they are, don't we, Julie? So that's the 27th of July, and if you book and pay in full in June, you're going to get £10 off. Right, shall we get cracking with today's card? Because I did say it's a little bit trickier, but I've written down all my measurements. Hey Debbie, no worries. Hey Betty, no worries. You can re-watch all my bumps if you want to. So we actually don't have a bag for week 6. What we're going to do is we're going to use the remains of the brown paper bag. And you should have, I think we use a tiny bit of this. You should have half a sheet of pecan pie and lemon lolly. And as you can see, I mean, it's so lemon lolly, isn't it, my jumper? I dressed in lemon lolly to match. And then we need our papers. Okay, so I'm just going to move those to one side and show you the card again. Now, it's not too tricky because there's not much stamping. Oh, let me lower the... There we go. So that is the card. Hi, Barbara. And I got a lovely get well card from lovely Anne, and with the Zoo Crew papers. So I've used it with the coffee papers, and it stands up like that. Okay, so what I want you to do is choose what papers you want for the background. Now I have chosen to use this one, the checked one, and then the dark coffee splats. Whoops. Which is that one. Okie doke, so I'm going to use those two. Oh, and then I've put my papers away. Then we need 3 cups. So I'm going to use the lemon and the coral one from here. Those two. And then, oh, that's all I've got left of that one, I think. Yeah, I've not got the lemon lolly one left. I might have to break into a new sheet because I want to use a lemon yellow one. You can use the dies, of course, to cut these out. So I'm going to use that one for the front. And then this one with the heart for the middle. Okay, so I've got those. But we'll do that at the end. Right, first things first, we're going to do scoring. Now, it was going to take me ages. Canal Road, yeah, I thought it was Canal Road. Thanks, Fiona. I think they call it Shipley Airedale Road now as well, though. We all know it as Canal Road. Right. So, if you want to write this down rather than me typing it, this is half an A4 going lengthways. So it measures 10.5 centimetres across 10.5. So it's actually the right width for you. Let me just double check. Yes. Oh, mine actually measures a tiny bit more. Measures 10.6. Anyway, and then I think, yeah, I've given you the full length, which measures 29.7. Now we want to cut this down so it measures 28. The original card tutorial that I watched a video of, it was in inches, and I have converted this down to centimetres. So we're going to cut it down to 28. So it needs to be 10.5 across by 28 long. All right. And leaving the arm open, we're now going to do our scoring. Now move your cutter out of the way and we're going to score. Okay. And if you want to write this down, we're going to score at. And basically, you need two, if you think about it from a maths or a logical point of view, you need these two gaps are the same, these two gaps are the same, and these two are the same to make it equal. So we're going to score at 7.5 centimetres. And then we add another 7.5 on, so we score at 15. So 7.5, 15. Then we're going to go up to 19, which we've added 4. And then 23, which is another 4. Then it means we've just got a gap of 5 left. And I find it easier then to do the last one at this side. But if you take it down to 2.5 at this side, or if you want to carry on at that side, it's 25.5. But I just think it's easier to do it at this side. So you're going to do it at 2.5 if you do that. And then those two should be the same, those two and those two. So I'm going to go through that again. You score at 7.5, 15, 19, 23 and 25.5. Or if you're doing it at that side, then it's 2.5. Okay? So these gaps are 7 and 7, 4 and 4, and 2.5 and 2.5. Okay? And then what we do is, starting at the top, we're going to go mountain. So we're going to make a mountain. And then we're going to go valley. And we're going to concertina it back. And then we end up with that. Okay? So that's the base card done. The rest of it is just cutting squares and rectangles. Now we're going to take this piece of lemon lolly. Okay, so we're now moving on to the squares. All right, so just humour with these measurements because they are quite precise and there is a reason. So these 3 squares, the lemon lolly ones, which have actually been twisted so that they're really like a diamond shape, they all end in 0.2. Okay, so the first one is 7.2. Okay, so I'm going to cut at 7.2 centimetres. Then I'm going to turn that round and cut at 7.2. So I've got a square at 7.2 square. Yeah. And the next one is 6.2. So it's a centimetre down. So I'm trying to do this easy for you to remember. So 6.2. So I need to flip it. And then guess what? The next one is 5.2. Okay. So we've then got half a centimetre border. Basically a centimetre smaller than each other. So 7.2 square, 6.2 square and 5.2 square. We'll put those to one side and we're going to cut the papers to go with them so that we're working on the squares first. So we're just going to come down 0.4. All right, so the papers for the squares are going to end in 0.8. So we're going to cut the first one at 6.8. And then 5.8. And then 4.8. Okay, so they should fit nicely inside, not too big a border, our squares. All right, so we've got one for each. Oh no, I meant to alternate that one. Ignore me. Yeah, the middle one needs to be I'm just on a roll. The middle one, someone's probably told me, oh no, they haven't. The middle one, the 5.8, needs to be the coffee splats because I've alternated them. Never mind, it's only a piece of paper. I'll do the mistakes, so you don't have to. I thought it was going swimmingly, so we're alternating them. There we go. Right. So far we've done the squares and the papers that go with the squares. We've got them here in a little pile. And then we need to do the rectangles. So again, we'll start with a big one. And they all are going to have the same width. So that makes it easy. So they're all going to be 10 wide. So if we put that in there and we cut it at 10, that's good. Okay. And then the first one is 7. So this is a lot easier. So we're going to cut one at 7. So it started off, it's all 10 wide and then 7. Hope you're writing this down. The next one is 3.5. There's a big jump there. And then the last one is 2. And I find that easier to cut at this side. Okay. So just to recap that, it all measured 10 across, and then we flipped it and we cut one at 7, one at 3.5 and one at 2. And then we just need to do the papers. Now the background, the back one is going to be opposite. So I've done opposites. So I'm starting with the coffee splat. And this needs to be 9.5. So they're all going to be 9.5, but we need to change papers, remember. So this one, the top one is 6.5, 9.5 by 6.5. So we've just actually come down half a centimetre there. I do need the other piece for the middle one, so I'll just do the bottom one, and the bottom one is very small, and I would use the measurement here at the right hand side, and it's at 1.5. I know I'm going through this quite quickly, but I know that you're writing it down. Okay, and then we just need a piece of this one that's going to be 9.5 by 3. Okay, so I'm going to go through all that again. So let's get our layers. So that's the back one. The lemon measures 10 by 7. And the paper measures 9.5 by 6.5. This one measures 10 by 3.5. And the paper measures 9.5 by 3. And this one measures 10 by 2. And the paper measures 9.5 by 1.5. Okay? If you need me to recap these again, that's fine. The lemon lolly measures 7.2 square and the paper 6.8 square. The lemon lolly measures 6.2 and the paper 5.8. And the lemon lolly measures 5.2 and the paper measures 4.8. Okay, so what we're going to do now is, hopefully you're okay, you've written all that down. I'm just going to stick the paper onto the backgrounds. The hardest thing is just doing the measurements. So I'm going to do all the layers first. I'm not going to assemble the card yet. There we go. So they're done. And then okay, so I've done my layers. Now, when we glue these on, in fact, let's do something easy now. Let's cut these out. So this is the last week of this round, and then next week I start with the attention shoppers, and I will be posting the kits out on Thursday. or potentially Friday. I'll see how I get on. Had to take 15 parcels to the post office yesterday because the postman told me it was his day off today, and if I book a collection and it's his day off, no one replaces him. So I trudged with had 4 bagfuls of parcels. That was for running a demonstrator day on Saturday. There we go. So 2 cut out. You can of course use the dies for those if you have them. Oh, hi Paula. Fairly easy to cut out these. It's a tricky one this morning, Paula, but if you watch it back with a paper and a pen, you'll get all the measurements. There we go. So it's time to stick them. Now, the background ones are easy to do because they stick down fully. So we can do those, and I will use my tape runner for those. Yes, Betty, I'm driving again. I drove after. I did a little cheeky drive. 5 weeks after my op, I just went round the corner to the post office. Actually, not with some parcels, but I just had to take pay some money in, and so the first trip I did was 5 minutes. Then I did 10 minutes. And just built it up like that. I feel fine. It's getting in and out that was worse. Oops, I've not laid that right. Okay, so they are on like that, and it sits like that. And then these, they go on a bit of a cheeky, well, we turn them 90 degrees. And the reason why I chose to do the measurements I did, because it just almost goes to the edge. And what I've done is, you want to have the point just sitting in the crease there, okay? But you don't want to put glue, look, all the way to the top. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use wet glue for this to give myself a little bit more wiggle room, and I'm only going to glue so far up. So you've got a little gap there. It just hangs over the lemon. Okay, and it touches the bottom of the crease like that, and then make sure you nip it a little bit there to glue it down. Okay, like that. So what I do is, this one actually sits the points are not on the card, so it's less than half that's glued down. So just make sure you check each one and then eyeball. And what I do is, if you fold it down, you can actually use the one behind it to line it up, because if you remember, they're both square and they're a centimetre difference, so you can actually line it up with the one behind like that. Okay, and I've not got any glue sticking out underneath. And then the last one, which only has a really small part, it's going to need a tiny bit of glue here, like that. It's probably easier to fold it all down and line it up with the one behind. Like that, so you can see that they all match up. Oh, that sounds good, Betty. And we've not got any glue coming over the top. So, look, we're doing great. I don't think I've put you any white scrap in for this card. I'm sure you've got a bit of white scrap. Actually, I'm going to use Lemon Lolly. So, we now just need to add on our coffees. And I'm going to use dimensionals to raise these up. Now with this one, I'm going to stick it quite far down because I want to put the happy birthday above. So I'm leaving a gap here for the happy birthday. And then at the top, I've got the two other style mugs. That one's going to go on there, like that. Oh, Betty, thank you. That's lovely of you to say. I try. Try and be clear. Right, now, I don't think I put you any white scrap in. But, I have got lots of lemon left. So something that I don't often do, and I don't, is to stamp a greeting on, excuse me, on coloured card. So I am going to grab Happy Birthday, and this is a new stamp set. It's fairly near the front of the catalogue. It's probably one of the first stamp sets that you get to. It's just called Simple. Oh, I went off then. Oh, I was panicking then. Hope you can still hear me. And I'm using the happy birthday. So it's got 10 greetings and they're all very nice, simple greetings. So yeah. I'm going to stamp happy birthday in pecan pie. Please let me know if you can still hear me, because I had a little glitch then. It says I'm live still, so I'm just going to stamp up here. Oh, okay. Thanks, Caroline. And then, because that's a little bit too long for what I want, I'm going to trim it down. And then I'm just going to cut it through the middle. Like that. And I'm going to glue it down. Oops. I'm dropping everything. You know what, girls? I did do a lot of talking at the beginning. It's only just after 11:10. I thought I might be on for an hour. But I did do a lot of talking at the beginning. So I don't think once you get going with this card, it's not too bad. But I'd love to see what other, if you do it again, it'd be nice with flowers on, things like that. Just a reminder, because I've not said this, any orders for every £50 you spend this month, you get to choose a free ink pad. No one's repeated a colour so far. I think I've had 6 ink pads redeemed. And that also applies to coffee and card. So if you go for next month's coffee and card, not only can you save £6 on the cost of the coffee and card, if you pay in June, that's the one with the oranges and the lemons. Not only will you save £6, but you will also be able to choose a free ink pad if you go for option B, because it includes the bundle. I'm all about giving back. So, and I forgot to say, if you book on the treat day, you'll also get to claim a free ink pad too. So that's today's card, all finished. So we've got that one, and then one with the white greeting. I've made it easy. Well, I can't wait to see everybody's attempts. There we go. You can just see them stood up on my screen like that. And there's lots, look, the downside is here, we get lots of little bits of scraps left over. Yeah. And what I'm going to do is, the card goes in another scrap box, but the papers go back in my folder. You should have a little bit of lemon lolly card left. And next week we're on with the shoppers cards. Now I think I may have a spare pack available if you only want to go for option A. I'm not too sure. So if you just want the papers and the card kits, it's 26 posted. I think I've got a spare pack available. So do drop me an email. I've made it very easy. Oh, thank you, guys. Do drop me an email if you fancy joining and just doing option A, which is the to market papers. And there is today's card. I can't wait to see. Everybody's saying they're going to have a go. So, oh, thank you, thank you. The original card video, I think it was from Rose Coleman. As I say, it was in inches, and that's often the case. So I hope I've made things easier by making it into centimetres. And thank you to Anne P, for sending me the lovely Get Well card. I'm not sure where I've put it. I kept it safe, you know that, keeping it safe. Who sent me a gorgeous Get Well card that inspired me to do this card. And yeah, so it's 11:15. I'm going to go make a cup of tea. And yes, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys come up with the goods, as Betty says. And I can't wait to see you share a photo in my Paper Haven VIP group. If anybody does want information on any of my events or wants to book, then the email, the website is coming across the bottom of your screens now. Yes, that's what you can do. We're very good, Anne. So you do need a piece for the back, and look at that. That's just the right width. Yeah. So because we cut it down, well spotted, Anne, you can use that. So it's already the right width. It's already 10. So you just need to cut it to 6.5, and then it can go on the back. Yeah. There we go. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you. I will... Oh, no, what I normally do is... Uh-oh, I've not done my roundup. Oh. I've not done my roundup. I'm surprised someone didn't tell me off. Right, I always do a little roundup, don't I, of the weeks. And we see what we've achieved over the course. And if anyone is wondering what it's all about, then they can see how much fun we have and can do the next one with us. Can't wait to do the one with the oranges and the lemons. Okay, so let's bring them in. We love doing this, so, well, I do. So where we have week 1, try and line them up so you can see them all. Week 2, week 3, week 4 is just going to squeeze on there. Week 5's coming in there. And then today, week 6. Now, which is your favourite? If you all say week 6, it's no fun. So, discounting today's card, which was your favourite? Oh, Sandra, you've crafted along. Oh, 10 points for Gryffindor. Wish I'd do a few more Imperial ones. I can try. Oh, convert a few more Imperial ones. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Anne. Thumbs ups. Well, I'm going to try and do more videos. Now I'm feeling better. I want to try and just do more random videos on my YouTube and get my YouTube channel built up. I'm trying to do more with Stampin' Up now because I really want to take Craig to Disney next year, but it's going to be a massive, massive, massive effort. So not to take him, but to earn the points. Caroline loves number 2. Thank you, Caroline. So yeah, the paper crafts and piano day should help a lot with that if anybody wants to come to that. But yeah, I've got my special offer this month. I'm going to have a special offer next month. Just special offers until end of September. And I'm going to do lots of Christmas crafts. So hopefully we'll get there. Week 4 was Debbie's favourite, this one. Chris liked week 1. Oh, we've got it spread over. My grandson did week 1 card for his granddad's birthday. Oh, Anne. Oh, I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Share a like card too. Oh, and I did that one with the little cups. Yeah, that's over here. My bonus one. I forgot that one. That was because I was not feeling well enough to get all the kits out, wasn't it, in time. Betty loved week 3. No one's loved week 5. I think week 5 was good because we used those corner pieces. Oh, thank you, Sherida. Thank you. Right, I'm going to go. I'm going to put all these back. I'll actually take a photo for a second and then make a cup of tea, not a coffee. I've seen enough of coffees for 6 weeks. I've loved doing this one. I love the colours. I've loved it. Thank you to everybody who joined on this one. I hope that you will join in the, I nearly said apples and pears, the oranges and lemons one, because that's going to be such a fun one. Yes, thank you, and I'm hoping to do some lives, but I've got such a busy week this week. I've got bingo night tomorrow night, and then I've got an all-day event on Saturday. So it's been my busiest week for Stampin' Up, and I've got to get next week's parcels out. So yeah, the reality of it is things are busy, which is good. Feeling a lot better to be busy. Okay, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you very soon. Bye.